Anime NYC! No. We have a very special panel for you today. I have done so many conventions and panels over the years, and I have to tell you that I am so excited about the panel that we have for you. We have amazing content. So, I want you guys to do a little better and give us a big round of applause for, first of all, this panel, Anime NYC, come on! Today. And like I said, we have such an amazing panel scheduled for you. I'm super excited about this. Without further ado, since I know we're running a little bit behind schedule, oh, and also one more thing, you probably already know, but please remember, no video, no pictures throughout the panel. We have, like I said, some incredible, very special content. So if you could just please refrain from that, that would be wonderful. Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and bring to the stage the incredible Rie Kugimiya. Let's go ahead and get started. じゃあ早速どうぞお座りになってください。いいね。なんかドキドキドキドキ。Nice, yeah. Is that how you guys are feeling too? Yeah. So I'm going to start off with asking some questions. First of all, I heard it's your first time in New York. Have you been able to do anything or see the city? なんかニューヨークで、観光とか行きました。またはなんか、食べたものとか、なんか教えてください。Any food or?
昨日もう丸々1日観光できて、セントラルパークに行って、グランドセントラル駅、ゲッテンハイム美術館に行って、でオペラ座の帰り時間。
Wow! So she's definitely taken advantage. She had one day to tour around. She went to Central Park, Grand Central Station, Guggenheim Museum, and the Opera House. She said that it was just absolutely amazing and she had so much fun. 食べ物は？
食べ物はね、グランドセントラル駅でオイスターと、クラムチャウダーを食べました。
So she said, and I said, what about food? New Yorkers are known for their food, of course. She said that she had oysters and also clam chowder at the Grand Central Station. Yeah. コンベンション、初めて
初めてなんですよ。
いや、すごいキャリアを持ってるんじゃないですか。だからこれが初めてのイベントっていうのは、本当にね、皆さんにすごい特徴な経験ですよね。She's had such an incredible career over the past several years. So for you guys to be the first convention that she's at, like, come on! Woo! インターナショナルコンベンションと日本のイベント、どういう違いがあるんですか？
でもね、こうやって盛り上げてくれるのはやっぱり同じかな。すごくこう一生懸命、情熱的にやってくれて、でもこの初めてっていうのもあるから、みんなね、最初出てきた時立ち上がって挨拶してくれて、すごい感激しました。
I said, so, obviously she's been to a lot of events in Japan, and I said, this being your first event here in the US, how are they different? How do you feel they're different? She said, well, audience-wise, she feels that, the energy and everything is very similar. She has a very strong fan base, in Japan as well. She said, however, maybe it's because it's my first time here, but she said, when she saw the standing ovation, she was like, oh my gosh, would you like to do another standing ovation for her? Just out of curiosity. Throughout this panel, just so you know. 皆さんもね、一応仕事はあります。じゃあ今度はですね、ちょっとリエさんの方にもうちょっとそういういろんな声優としての質問だったりとか、ちょっと個人的な質問とかを聞きたいと思います。Now let's find out a little bit more about her personally and her career as a voice actor. まずはですね、声優になったきっかけは何ですか？
私、高校生の時に放送部という部活をやっていて、学校放送を担当していた時にマイクの前でお話ししてだんだん良くなってきたよとか褒められたりして嬉しくって、それでマイクの前で喋るのって楽しいなって思って、でその時に両親はテレビキャスターの道もあるんじゃないって言って、アナウンサー言ってたんだけど、子供の頃から本を読むのが好きだったので、物語の世界に入れる声優っていうお仕事がいいんじゃないかなと自分で思って。
その放送部はいつからなんですか？高校1年生。
高校1年生からやってました。
Yeah, so I said, how did you get your start as a voice actor? She said that in high school, they actually had a club called the Broadcasting Club. You know how in Japan they have a lot of clubs, like sports clubs and all science club or whatever. And she went into the Broadcasting Club, and I said, when was that? She said, first year in high school, so that would be freshman year. And she said that she started to do things in front of the mic, and that she was being told, and she was also feeling that she was getting more and more confident, more and more comfortable with being in front of a mic. And she started to get a real interest for possibly doing something related to that. And her parents said, well, you could always be a TV announcer, which, in Japan is also a very coveted profession, as an announcer, right? So for sports or for news or whatever. But for her personally, she said that she's always loved books She's always loved being able to delve into the world of fantasy and stories, and so she thought, I think I would really love to be a seiyuu. で、そこから始まった。
そうです。
わー、やっぱりでも、それでも声優になるだって結構いろんな人が声優さんになりたいんじゃないですか。だからすごい難しかな。やっぱり最初声優になった時に結構難しかった。慣れるまで。
慣れるまでにどうやったら慣れるのかまず調べるんですけど、まだ当時はインターネットもないし本屋さんでアニメとか声優の雑誌を買ってきてそこに専門学校の広告が載っていたのを見て、こういうとこに行くとなれるのかなって思って、でまたちょっと自分の中でこう休ませておいて、でまた新たに雑誌を買った時に雑誌でオーディションをしますっていう記事を見つけて、東京駅に集合して2泊か3泊でホテルに泊まって合宿形式です
ごい
オーディションをだんだん人を減らしていくっていうのに応募して、
すごいなんかライブアイドルみたいな感じじゃないですか。オーディション番組みたいな感じですよね。
ちょうどねオーディション番組がね日本で流行ってた時期だったんです。
なるほどね。
っていうので応募して、もう熊本県っていう田舎に住んでいたので東京に行くまでにもう電車代だけで貯金を使い果たしちゃうぐらいお金がかかったので、あと参加費ともうね、こんなにお金がかかって何にも結果がないなんて辛すぎると思ってもう一生懸命頑張ってそこで事務所に入れて
すごいWow. So I said, so tell us a little bit once more, so she decided, okay, I would love to get into the world of seiyuu, of voice acting. I said, but even then, there's so many people that want to get into that world, right? That industry is very popular in Japan. So we said, so how did you get your foot in the door? And she said that, of course, when she was first interested in it was also a time when internet was, not really a thing. And so she would go to bookstores. And she would look at books, she would look at magazines, and she saw in one of the magazines it had something, an ad about a vocational school, and where you can learn to be a seiyuu. So she was like, okay, and she kind of pondered that, kept it in her thoughts, and then went back again, and there was a magazine that said, we are doing an audition. And it was the magazine audition, and they were doing almost kind of similar to like an American Idol, basically. And that's what I said. I said, oh, it sounds like a audition, like TV program or something. And she said, yes, back then, those were really popular in Japan. And so she actually decided to make the trek to Tokyo Station, is where they had the audition. Of course, she's from Kumamoto, so she had to pay for the train to get there and everything, and then she had to pay to stay there for 2 or 3 nights. So she was having to use her own money in order to get in order to get a foothold into the industry. So she said she was really worried because she thought, oh my gosh, I'm using all the money I have. What if I never even get a chance? However, でも受かってそれで事務所が決まりました。
決まってとりあえず一旦熊本に帰ってきて引っ越しの準備をして上京して。
And then she got an agent who was interested in her. She did well in the audition. Got an agent. Okay, we're good. Going back to Kumamoto. Pack up my things, and that's when the journey started. すごい。やっぱりリエさんは自分が憧れてる、声優さんでもいいですけども、誰でも大丈夫なんですけども、そういう憧れたそういう素材っていうのはいるんですか？
そ その熊本県ではね、東京と同じアニメを放送していなくて、
嘘。
そうそう、同じアニメをやるのでも、もう半年後と1年後とか時期がずれてたりとか、あんまりだからアニメを見てなかったんです。もちろん小さい時は見てましたけど、でも中学生高校生ぐらいの時にアニメを見てたから声優になりたいと思ったわけではなくて、その学生の時に放送部でもうアニメあんまり知らないのに声優がいいんじゃないかって思って。
So one thing that, and you'll understand why we kind of reacted the way we did when she was talking, but she said that Kumamoto was actually behind in broadcasting anime, so they would not be showing it at the same time as Tokyo. So sometimes, kind of like what we do, many times here with various franchises, where it'll show in Japan first and then it'll come here half a year later. So that actually was her life growing up in Kumamoto, where they would show it like half a year later or something like that. And she said, so for her, she really got into the world of Seiyu, not by really being, of course she watched anime, but she decided to really get into it, not because of anime, but really because of that broadcasting club that she got into. で、そういうやっぱりでも好きなアニメってありました？子供の時。
子供の時に好きなアニメ、クリーミーマミとかかな。
知ってる人もいますね。で、やっぱりその声優として、毎日違うと思うんですけれども、例えば今日声優としての仕事をやります。なんかどういう一日の流れをちょっと教えてくれますか？
一日の朝起きて、その日のやるお仕事をさらっとおさらいしたりして、10時ぐらいからだいたいアニメを1本撮って13時とか14時に終わるので、どこかでご飯食べて、で16時ぐらいからまた別のアニメとかゲームとかまた違う仕事があるときはそこに行ってやって帰ってくるって感じ。
ということは朝はだいたい何時ぐらいに起きるんですか？
朝起きるのはでもね、朝バタバタするのに早起きなんですよ。6時とかぐらいには起きて、なんか台本読んだり朝ごはん作って食べたりダラダラしたりして、結局早起きするのにギリギリになります。
So just to give you an idea, because I said, give us an idea of like a typical day as a seiyu, which of course a typical day is probably hard to really say because every day is very different, I'm sure. But she said, first of all, she wakes up in the morning and then goes through some of the scripts, things that she has to go through, just kind of like breezes over everything. And then she starts usually her first project. If it's an anime, she'll start about 10 a.m. and then it'll usually go to about 1 or 2. Then she goes somewhere and gets lunch. And then after that, she'll start a next project, whether it's an anime or video game, at around 4 o'clock. And then she'll finish that and she'll go home. And I said, so what time do you usually wake up in the morning? And she said, well, I usually wake up like about 6 o'clock because I like to kind of like, walk around the house, do things, have some coffee, whatever. Just kind of like, be able to have that time to kind of just like do all kinds of things, be busy around the house. She said, however, I will wake up at 6, but I'll barely wake up at 6.
じゃあ目覚まし時計これダメまだやるタイプの人もしかしたら
やっちゃうかも。ちょっといっぱいかけてる。6時5分、6時10分。
I said, so are you one of those people where you're like, oh no, alarm, work good. Let's just, new alert. She said yes. In fact, I have many alerts set. One at 6 o'clock, 6:05, 6:10, 6:15. ね、やっぱり心の準備が重要ですからね。And so it's really important to like make sure that you have your, your heart, your soul, everything is ready to go. So now we're going to talk a little bit about her character development. で今度はちょっとですね、声優の、話なんですけれども、キャラクターが決まります。決まったら、どうやってその声とかを作るんですか？例えばなんかこういう感じのキャラクターなんだなとか、なんかそういう作業がであるんですか？
あんまり自分の中で毎回こうするっていうのは決まってないんですけど、大体キャラクターの顔と表情、あとソーシャルゲームのキャラクターとかだと色、あと背丈とか実際の年齢の表記があったらそれも気にしますし、アニメーションとかで原作があるものはもちろん読みますし、そういう内面も取り入れようとします。
I said, so when you first get decided for a character, how do you come up with the voice, and kind of where the backstory and everything that comes with the character? And she said that every character is really different, but of course these are all some of the things that she puts into her mind as she's coming up with the voices, the drawing of the character, of course, with a sketch, the expressions that the character gives. And I found this really interesting too. If it's a social game, then color is a really important thing for her when she comes up with a voice. She said also, though, of course, you have age, you have height. All those are very related into how she comes up with a character. And then, of course, if it's an animation that's being turned into an animation from an original, from a manga, then she will, of course, read that as well and really study up and like put all that into herself. And that is how she will organically then come up with the character. すごい。で、その声優としてのキャリアが長いリエさんなんですけれども、やっぱり自分に一番その大切な勉強になったものっていうか、英語だとライフレッスンなんですけれども、その人生の中で一番これ習ってすごい良かったなっていうのを、いっぱいあると思うんだけどね。
そう、いっぱいあるの。
でも一つだけ一番これはやっぱり知ってよかったなっていうふうに思うものって何かありますか？
まず声優になって初めの方に十二国旗っていう作品に出たんですけど、その時小説をね原作の読んでいて、いざ収録の時に音響監督さんから台本に書いてない気持ちの流れを尋ねられた時に、原作を読んでなかったらわからないことを質問されたの。台本だけだとノーヒント、で原作を読み込んでキャラクターの心情とかをだいたいアニメーションって短くなっちゃうから、ちょっと原作より。
なるほどね。じゃあ最初この十二国のやった時に原作は読めることはできなかったので、
読んでて、このセリフはどうしてそういう気持ちで読んでるのって言われて、原作でこのキャラクターはこのシーンの前後にこういう流れがあったから、そういうふうに役作りしたつもりですっていうふうに答えたときに、それ大事だよみたいな。
なるほどね。Okay. So when she was doing, I said, what's one of the most important life lessons that you've really learned from voice acting over the years? And I'm sure there are many. And she said that for her, it was when she first did the Juni Koki, the anime, and which is based, of course, on a manga, an adaptation of a manga. And when she was doing it, director Oh Kyo-san, he came up to her. So she had read the manga already, and he came up to her and he said, "So, what's the reason for this for your character saying this line here? Do you know?" And she's like, "Yes, it's because this and this and this and this happened." And then he's like, "That's extremely important. It's really important to do, like the setting up of the character." やっぱりだから、そうキャラクターになる前に勉強するっていうことがすごい大事ですよね。
そうなんです。その時はなんか引っ掛け問題みたいだなって思ったんだけど。
So I said, it's just obviously really important for you. If you're going to be that character, you need to really understand and develop that character. And she said, yes. It's kind of a glitch in a way, but it is definitely something that you have to do as a seiyuu. はい。で、これからですね。
はい。
もし、声優さんにならなかった場合、どういう職業に入ってたと思いますか？
それはね、もうたった一つ決まってて、私本が好きだったので図書館で働きたかったんです。
本当？Wow! すごい。So I said, so if you were not going to become seiyuu, so your path, say for instance that path didn't work for you, what would you have done? She said there's only one thing that I would have done, and I had already decided. She said, I love books. I would have been working at a museum. Wow! Who's done that? Guggenheim Museum still in the back of my head. Oh, wait, that's Guggenheim Museum. Yeah. So, makes more sense than she said library. So, now we're going to ask another question, and it's going to be about if she has any other voice actor friends that she hangs out with. 声優さんたちは結構、例えば仕事終わります、その後に、一緒にご飯食べようよっていう方ほら、やっぱりあるんじゃないですか、やっぱり一緒に仕事してる、仲間になるみたいな感じがあるんですけども、やっぱり、リエさんもそういう声優さんのお友達とかもいらっしゃるんですか？
います。やっぱ収録後にみんなで行こうよっていう時もあれば、なんか偶然一人で収録の後にお店に入ってもスタジオの近くだと後から誰かが来たりとか偶然合流しちゃうこともよくあって、
So she says that she does. She says sometimes she will, like all of them will be working on a project together, and they'll be like, okay, let's all go get lunch or go get dinner somewhere. She said, but also a lot of times, それってやっぱりお昼なんか合流するときはやっぱりスタジオの近くでお昼の時大体
お昼の時もあるし晩ご飯の時もあります。
And so she said that a lot of times also she will get dinner or lunch near the studio. And when she does that, sometimes, of course, because it's near a studio, there will be one of the other voice actors there. And so then they will just kind of join each other's table, and it'll be a very more impromptu kind of scenario. いいですね。はい、じゃあ次の、質問なんですけれども、Now we are going to, hold on, I think. Next page, sorry, we have a few updates. You see my eyebrows moving? This means we're about to get into something very special! here for you guys. Right? How many you guys hardly ever see live dubbings, right? Like this is So we're going to go ahead and get her to set up. And before the performance, I want to go ahead and let you know about the name of the animation. It's called Torado. It. However, please keep in mind, no pictures, no video. Okay? Are you guys ready? Yeah! Questions about her life as a seiyuu, and also a few personal questions as well, and then of course this live dubbing. But we never really get to see a seiyuu come up with a voice off the fly and kind of do it, like the character. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been telling you. We have special things planned for you today. So we actually have Rie-san over here, and she's going to be coming up with some characters. So I'm going to be reading the role, the personality. She's going to be coming up with the voice. ね、これからキャラクター作りの時間です。最初の役目、英語で言います。First voice, voice of a young boy offering an umbrella to the girl he likes on a rainy day.
雨すごい降ってるね。僕、傘持ってるから、よかったら一緒に帰りませんか？
Next challenge. Voice of a cruel female boss giving a stern warning to her subordinates.
こんな簡単なこともできないの？本当に使えないわね。しょうがない。ビシバシ鍛えてあげるから覚悟しなさい。
Okay, and now, last but not least, voice of a timid junior schoolgirl offering an obento to her senior in school.
私、お弁当を作りすぎちゃって、もしよかったら一緒に食べませんか？
You already know it's going to be delicious. そうですね。やっぱりお客さんの前でそうやってキャラクター作り作るの結構難しい。そうでもない？
なんかこうもともとさっきのトラドラみたいにもう生まれた後のキャラクターじゃないのでちょっと照れちゃいますね。
She said that unlike Toradora, like these characters are not ones that she created, so she felt really a little bit 緊張してた just a little bit. She was a little bit nervous doing in front of you. But as you can see, like the tone's completely different, right? Character. やっぱりでもそのキャラクターの声とか出し方とかトーンとか全然やっぱり違うんじゃないですか。だからその辺は素晴らしいなと思います。
ありがとうございます。
Yeah, really amazing. It's absolutely. Okay. で次は、ここで残念ながらオフレコの方の時間が終わりましたが。I know. We can't spoil you too much, right? まあね、すごい悲しいんだけど、ここでもうちょっと質問を聞いてみたい more questions I want to go and ask. So, other than, of course, voicing for characters in anime and games, she also does dubbing for international and Western shows, like a small show you might know called Stranger Things. Stranger Things. No, 11. She does this voice of 11, guys. すごいんですよ、人気。ストレンジャー・シングスが日本でもね、すごい人気なんですけど、やっぱりそういうどんな気持ちなんですか？やっぱりそういうね、大ヒットしてるテレビシリーズだったり、映画の声やったりとかする時はやっぱりちょっと違う気持ちなんですか？そのアニメとこういうゲームをやる。
私これも決まってたのでね、英会話のレッスンにちょっとだけ通ってたんですけど、でも結局ね、全然喋ったりできない。
She said, actually, I have something to tell you guys. When it was decided I would be playing the part of 11 in Stranger Things, I actually went to English school, to learn some English. Said, but it didn't work very well. So. でも他のいろんなね、有名なキャラクターだって有名な人の声をやってるんですけれども、他にはどういう方の？
そのね、英会話のね、そのレッスンの時に先生が毎回変わるんだけど、ストレンジャーシングスみんな知っててくれて、それでこうやって吹き替えの大人気なんだなって思ってすごい嬉しかったんですけど、アニメと違うのはやっぱりもともとの俳優さんがしてる息遣いとかを一緒に私も息するようにするのが一番違うかなって。
So she also said that one of the things, so of course, when she went to her English school and was working with them on this, obviously they knew exactly. They were like, oh, Stranger Things, yeah, I might have heard of that show. So they all knew about the show, and they knew about the character 11. She said one of the main things, like when doing anime, between doing anime and games, and the difference between doing dubbing for international projects, especially the breathing, the breaths and the pacing and everything, because you have to obviously emulate the person that's originally doing it. 例えば、自分がこの人の声をやりたいっていうあります？I said, is there someone that you would love to do the dubbing of, like the voice of?
この人の
わかんないけど、例えばカメラン・ディアーズとかさ、映画とかさ、わかんないけど。
でもさ、私このハイトーンじゃないですか。だからね、やっぱりこう11ぐらいのティーンエイジャーが多いから、キッズからね、子供からティーンエイジャーぐらいまでかな。なかなかハイティーンもあまりやらないぐらい。
じゃあハイティーンのテイラー・スウィフト。
そういうドラマで恋愛とかしたい。
Oh, she would love to do, say for instance, like a TV drama where it's a romance, where it's like a relationship, a romance. いいね。それを見たい。Now you guys would love to see that, yeah? で、やっぱり声優でいろんな楽しい、いろんな面白い、ことがあると思うんですけれども、多分そのリエさん自体には一番これが一番楽しいなとか、これが一番面白いなっていうのあれば教えてください。
作品をこうアフレコでやってる時、アニメでもゲームでもそうなんですけど、すごくキャラクターと自分がマッチしてるなってナチュラルに感じられる瞬間があって、そういう時はもうずっとこのキャラで喋っていたいなっていう感覚に入る時があって、そういうのは楽しいですね。あとこういう海外に来てイベント出られるの。
I said, what's one of the most fun and interesting things about being a voice actor. And she said in anime and in games, when you're doing the dubbing process, and you feel that the character and you are becoming one, and it's like this very organic process that happens, and she says that that is really amazing. And so she's like, I feel almost like I want to continue living on like that. ちなみに, and she also said, of course, international events as well, such as this one here. 例えばレストランでオーダーしてる時とか、これはもう自分だけど、例えばこれが欲しいです、ランチセット A とか、そういうのに自分のキャラクターを使ってそういう遊び感っていうのを時々やってる。いやYou know how like you hear sometimes about people who do voice acting, whatever, and they'll go and they'll order like in the drive-thru in their character voice, right? Completely like screw with people that are in the restaurant. I said, have you ever done that where you're like, excuse me, lunch set A? She said no, because if I did that in my natural tone when I order, that a lot of times people are like, what? You? And so she said a lot of times she'll order in a lower tone just so that they won't know who she is. And now, since she's a veteran of the voice acting industry, and I'm sure that there are probably in the audience some people who are interested in getting into the industry as well, let's get some advice from her. 今度は多分ね、この中でもしかしたら声優になりたいっていう人たちもこの中にいるかもしれないし、やっぱりリア先生大ベテランということで何かアドバイスだったら皆さんにぜひお伝えください。教えて。
そうですね。何かこう物語の中に出てくる登場人物って本当にいろんな人生があるものじゃないですか。それでドラマがあってストーリーが成り立っているので自分のこう感じるすごく楽しいことも面白いとか怒ってるとかもう辛くて嫌だっていうもうあらゆる感情が全部自分の引き出しに入れておける、それがいつか必ず役に立つ可能性があるのが声優っていうお仕事だと思うので、もう個人的には自分のお部屋とかはすごい断捨離でミニマムなスタイルが好きなんですけど、そういう感情のストックだけはいつでもピュアに素直に影響を受けたいなって私は思ってます。
So that she said that one of the things that if you are planning on getting into the world of voice acting, one of the really important things to keep in mind is you are playing a part of a story, you're doing the character that has had possibly various lives, different lives. And so it's really important, whether it's a drama, and it goes through, and you have various arcs as well of the character. So it's really important to, when you personally are going through all these emotions in your lives, be it joy, anger, sorrow, it's really important that you put it, tuck it away, tuck all those feelings away, because you will eventually be able to use those when creating a character. She said that for her, she's a really big fan of doing that. Like that's really important to her to be able to have all those available so at any time she could take it out and just organically use that for a character. And that she really likes to approach, she said personally, I'm very much of a minimalist. Like she doesn't like having a lot of stuff, but she says those feelings are extremely important in the character development, to be able to approach it with a very pure and innocent direction. So go ahead. Q&A
question that was actually gathered online from David B. Seto from New York. David, are you here by any chance? Oh, stand up, sir. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Thank you, David. If you could become an anime character for one day, who would you want to be and why? 例えばリエさんが、一日だけ、アニメのキャラクターになる、誰になりたい？そして、どうして？
自分が今までやったやつかな、やったやつの中で。
じゃなくても大丈夫じゃないかな。It can be one that she hasn't done before. It doesn't need to be her character, correct? いや、大丈夫。
本当？私ね、昔からね、実現不可能だって分かってるけど、空を飛びたいなって思ってて。
She says that sounds a little bit. She's always wanted to be able to fly in the air, in the sky, and she's always been able wanted to do that.
そう、フェアリーテールのハッピ
ー。For that to come to life, we don't know, but because of that, she's always wanted to be a character in a fairy tale.
そう、ハッピー。
ハッピー。次のこれ。On the bottom. Oh, okay. And then the next one is from Kaito Lei. I go by Lei, I think, from Lansing, Michigan. Kaito, are you here? You here? Okay. Too bad, so sad. We're going to read your question No! これは難しい仕事。難しい。パンケーキまたはワッフルどっちがいい？ The question is pancakes, waffles. Which one do you like? Very difficult question, hard-hitting question.
どっちも好きだよ。
She said, "Oh, makes me think."
パンケーキはさ、ちょっと厚めのやつがいいんだけど。
ふわふわ系。
だけど、ワッフルはちょっと外側がカリカリがいいの。
This really is a hard question because waffles, I like the crunchiness on the outside. Pancakes, fluffy. じゃあ両方とも。
両方。
Yeah. So she said no, both. 何かける？メープルシロップ。バター。
バターかな。
バター、メープルシロップ、ジャム。
バターオリ。
バターオリ。おー、いいな。お腹空いてきましたね。Okay, so once more, unfortunately it's time for us to go, but I hope that you really enjoyed this. そうなの。もうお別れ時間なんですよ。
あっという間だったね。
Yeah, time goes by so fast when you're having a good time, am I correct? Yeah. I think that you guys really enjoyed this panel as much as she enjoyed it, yes? 作ってくれて、ファンの皆さんもすごい喜んでると思いますので、本当にありがとうございました。今日ね、すごかった、素晴らしかった。ね、ありがとうございます。Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give her once more your final job for the day. A standing ovation.
またね、これからいろんな作品に出て、皆さんの、楽しい人生の時間に彩りを添えられたらなって思っています。またいつかこのニューヨークに来て皆さんにお会いできる日が来ることを楽しみにしています。今日はどうもありがとうございました。
For coming and for giving her a really special and really fun panel, and she really enjoyed her time with all of you. She said that she's going to continue to be in so many different animes, games, and all different kinds of projects. And she said, please continue to support her throughout your lives. And she said your fun lives, continue to add her as like just a little something and to your life and incorporate into your life. So thank you so much. And she said